can imagine. Last time 10 begged me to put on some of my own music rather than the game's music. Basically, I was just like listening to my music anyways, but it was on my desktop audio, so it wasn't going through the stream and my mic was muted.
Yeah, I had to turn off the sound. I couldn't do it. I don't know how you guys did it.
I don't know either. I noticed when I didn't listen to it that last time, though, I actually lasted an hour and a half rather than half an hour. So that definitely helps.
Not gonna be ready. I don't care. I'm not gonna be ready.
Fuck. Alright.
If it was any other game, I'd look for like OC remixes of it.
I love they had an official soundtrack posted, and
like,
it was just the one song and like the explosion sound effects. I was like, man.
For like $12.99.
Ugh.
Bargain basement.
Man, I love this game's music though. I don't know how long this game's gonna, like, what am I expecting with this game? Because, like, how long to beat says that people take an average of, like, 15 hours to beat this. Is that just the difficulty, or what?
It's not that long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wouldn't think it would be.
No, if you're good at it, you can beat it in, like, an hour.
Oh, I've never played it before, so...
Yeah, so if you've never played it before, it's just the difficulty.
Yeah.
Are we talking Pilotwings or something else?
Pilotwings.
Yeah.
Right now.
Copter part.
Yeah, the helicopter part I hear is pretty tough.
If you're, I'd say...
Frustrating levels, man.
I'm really impressed that this is like a launch title, though. It's a pretty impressive, you know.
Oh, it was great, man.
Yeah,
was...
pretty much like FS0. This is pretty much a tech demo for the Super NES. So
yeah, I know, because I saw like the advertisements for like, oh, 3D console, and I'm like, well, I guess 2 of their launch games are like mock 3D or whatever, so kind of makes sense.
I mean, I probably had the Super Nintendo for a good year, and I had never seen Pilotwings until I saw it in a video rental store. So when I rented it, it really blew my mind.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, the Super Nintendo was a bit before my time, so we kind of just had what we had. But like, I heard of it when like the 3DS game came out, and people were like, oh, this is a sequel to like the Super Nintendo and N64 game. I'm like, oh, okay.
64 game, even better.
Is it? I kind of figured like it would lose a bit of its charm on the N64 with the awkward 3D.
Oh, 3D was great.
Yeah.
It was made for 3D.
Yeah. Yeah. But it looks pretty nice on the Super Nintendo for what it is.
And it was a really early title on Nintendo 64 also.
It was a launch again, I think.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly.
It's like, I think the only games available launch for Mario 64 and Pilotwings.
Yep. I think it wasn't long before more came out, though. Like, I think Wave Race was not... I always thought Wave Race was a launch title, but I think it was not far off.
It was the launch, but it was early.
Yeah. I love that game, too.
I was, I wish I had everything. I was the first one in my area to get the Nintendo 64. That was my first pre-order.
Yeah, we got everything pretty late. And even when we had like an N64, I had like 2 brothers, so sometimes I just kind of played everything over every era all throughout my life. It was like they were playing the N64, I'd play the, you know, Super Nintendo or the NES or whatever, so.
I had a Mario 64, and then I got Cruis'n USA.
Yeah, that was our launch one, or first
and
one.
And then I got Wave Race after that, and Star Fox was my 4th game.
We got NHL 99 from my brother, Cruis'n USA from my other brother, and then I got a controller. Oh, dang it. Landed, oh, right. I thought I was doing the runway for some stupid reason.
Fucking Cruis'n USA, man. The driving controls are just awful in that game.
It's because they're still programmed like it's a control pad, not a frickin' control stick. So it's just like touchy as crap.
I mean, it's the one game where I have to hold the control stick differently in order to not crash.
You can actually play the game with the D-pad. I think that's what I usually do. Oddly enough, the thing actually gets used.
You
That's
never
what-
use
that's like-
the D-pad ever with the Nintendo 64.
I know. I always find it like it bothers me though. Like I'm not defending the controller, but people are like some of my friends like, oh, I never want to touch it because I don't have 3 hands. Like, is like I can never think of an instance where you need to be like all over the controller. It's like you're holding the middle and the right one usually.
Yeah, it's like
So-
they designed it in a way where you don't need to use all the buttons.
Yeah.
Controller is fucking dumb, absolutely.
Unless you're
But
It is dumb. The L button and the D-pad are inaccessible if you're holding the middle and the right one. But
remember that game Blast Core?
yeah.
Fucked up hand positions.
Oh, was it? I don't know. I bought it because I heard it was like decent on like a bargain bin thing, probably like 8 years ago. Didn't play much of it. It seemed pretty shallow for its gameplay. It was just like blow stuff up. It's like that got boring quick.
It's a puzzle game.
Was it? I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't give it enough chance.
Get used to the controls and understand that it's a very, very early 64
Oh, yeah.
title.
Well, it's Rareware too, right? That's like my favorite gaming company of all time, pretty much. So it's easy enough to say Rareware too, because they went by Rare early on when I didn't really care, and they went by Rare when they got acquired by Microsoft. So where's this landing pad?
yeah, I'm kind of impressed that they managed to, that Microsoft managed to drive Rare into the shitter so fast and so hard.
All their main guys left, so I'll live with 60 points on that one. Okay. Hang glider's been my biggest issue in stage 4. So I've got that
Oof.
knocked out of the way.
How you doing on the jetpacks?
Jetpacks I don't mind. Is that usually a hard one or something?
And
I mean,
you have a pretty good challenge.
skydiving can be a little bit of a problem also.
Yeah, that's another one of my problem ones for sure.
I mean, it's always the same every time, but if you get it a little wrong,
Yeah.
it can end up being a lot of wrong.
It's like trying to be so like just easy with the angles on the drop is pretty hard. Because like it reacts pretty heavily to any sort of tilt you do while you're falling.
Yeah, tilt and turn. Turn affects it a lot too.
Yeah. Oh, I just missed a ring now. Probably gonna miss the rest of them. Oh, maybe not. I got that one.
If you have an idea of where you need to fall beforehand, then you can maneuver. Sometimes I feel like it's easier to maneuver it when you're closer.
Oh, how the hell do you slow this thing down though? I can never land without it being like botched landing. It's gotta be like
There's a couple of, I can't remember which ones exactly. It might be hold B. It's definitely hold a button, and you'll kind of tilt the parachute, and it'll slow you down.
no, it's still he still fell. It's holding A
Well,
and B.
It should slow you down for a moment and then speed up.
Oh, okay, so you gotta do it like right before you land or something?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
got to be
okay.
before you hit.
Okay, well, hopefully still have a chance, but just barely. Great, so I gotta like perfect late plane and rocket belt. I can never land the plane great though. It's always on an angle. Like,
Well, yeah, and that's another one of those things because you get the most points from the floating platforms.
Yeah.
And you got to time that slow down burst maneuver to land on it. Yeah, it's hard.
yeah. Plane's not too bad. Plane's pretty easy to do. It's just the landing that's. Usually I'll hit the runway and I'll like be perfectly at a good angle, but then like I hit the road at the wrong angle. It's like that takes a lot away or something. Oh god, that was good. Let's see if I can. No, shit. It's like, you fuck up one of the things, you can't even, like, just be like, oh, I'll just redo the playing segment. That's the part that's kind of bothersome. It's like all or nothing. Hopefully time's not a super big factor this time. This whole like list thing is kind of nice that I like play games like this that I haven't got a chance to play yet. It's kind of appeals like there's games I definitely want to hit up, but I also don't want to take like all the good ones, and I want to explore new games too. So.
Well, yeah, that's
exactly.
like there's so many games that I'm like, I could just rush through this, but I think you're right, hitting it right on the head there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just part of the issue I gotta make sure of is that I'm not gonna be able to actually take out like any of the real arcade style games.
Yeah, that'll be hard for me too. Stuff like this where I get, you know, checkpoints and continues and stuff. That's gonna be enough trial and error and fine.
But Gradius 3, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion that I think case by case on games, but like it should be like infinite continues should always like be a thing. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean you can kind of chalk up like certain developers. Capcom's gonna be brutal. Konami's gonna be brutal.
Well, yeah, because those games are built on their difficulty is, you know, pretty much what extends the length of the game.
And that kind of sucks. At least at that point, Capcom and Konami were putting out some of the best games.
Yeah.
I mean, first party Nintendo is really good anyways.
Yep.
Um,
It's pretty much all the N64 has as well. If you go up to that again.
yeah.
About the N64's library being like what, less than 400 games or something.
491, I think I oddly remember the number. The
But
thing is,
I've
like,
done.
I don't think there's another library I could do this for when I think about it. It's like,
Nintendo 64 would be pretty fantastic to go through.
a lot of those
there's
games haven't aged
good
well, though.
emulator.
And yeah, that too.
Yeah,
Well,
we'd be squabbling over all the Nintendo first party games. Wow, it's like, oh shit, there's some third party shovelware. Oh man, that's not gonna be fun.
Just
That's
from
Super
working
Nintendo
at
too.
from working at GameStop, the worst one, hands down, would be Wii.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest library, I think. Plus, it's full of shovelware. Plus, you know, emulate. Well, I guess Wii emulators, I think, probably are decent.
Yeah, they're pretty good at this point.
No one can figure out the friggin' N64 architecture still to do it. I think GBA might be one I would like to go through. I think that's the only other one I might say, but...
Dick bag like fucking lances.
If 3DFX didn't take a dive, Nintendo 64 might have progressed more.
Yeah. Oh. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, this game's relaxing anyways. It's not like Kapalooey.
Pilotwings has that soothing music even if you lose.
It does. That's what I was saying to Tails about SimCity earlier too. He's like, music puts me asleep. I'm like, I can see that, but I'm fully into playing SimCity. I know like a number of us will be into that too, because simulations, there's a lot of simulation fans in the group.
SimCity is going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be, the kind of nice thing and bad thing is it's going to be a long one, but it's also going to be like, you know, there's like 8 scenarios or something. There'll probably be like at least 4 people taking that on kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm just got to avoid the temptation of having Bowser go all over the city.
Yeah. I've never things SimCity games. I never really play the scenarios. I kind of just boot up a, map.
Yeah, I never have either. I was just all about, I can build my own city. Screw this stupid scenario shit.
The traffic one I can remember right off the top of my head. You just destroy roads and you put railroads up.
Yeah. It'll be different for me because I'm not used to like deconstructing anything in those games.
Well, that's going to be a big one. I mean, in the scenarios, you have to.
Yeah. The scenarios might be shorter in that way though, because you're not trying to build the city from the ground up, at least. So.
Yeah, you're just fixing the problem.
Yeah.
And even like they have one where it's a nuclear meltdown. It's really not that bad.
Oh god. I can't get high enough with the air currents to get in the ring here ever. Feels like every time I want to turn on the hang glider, it like wants to take a nosedive at the same time.
Yeah.
And after you get the air current, it also takes a complete nosedive. There we go. I should get it this time.
Yeah, hang glider's dumb. I hate it. So like the only thing about that game I don't like.
It's alright. It's probably not my favorite.
It really retained the physics in the 64 version too, but I don't hate it.
I really like that with this whole thing. I know I kind of said it already, but it's like I didn't realize Cyrus hadn't played ActRaiser before when he did that. He did it all in like one sitting. It's like I haven't played this before. It's like that kind of appeal is definitely there.
Yeah, I haven't done Gradius 3, so.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh,
See,
perfect.
I've done Gradius, and Glenn, I'm impressed with how far you got on that practice.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. I'll have to look at the archive. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm doing
What
good.
was that? Stage 5, stage 6? I think it was 5, right?
Okay, 125 points to qualify. I need 125 points over skydiving and rocket belt. I pretty much got myself in the best position I've had. And these are two of the easier ones for me. I try and knock out the hardest ones first.
Yeah, that's a good strat. Which stage are you on?
4. I'm not sure how many there are, but this seems to
Yeah, you're getting pretty close, but you're getting to the point where you have to get at least, let's say there's 5, right?
be...
You have to get like 4 out of 5. Have to.
Yeah. No, it's already pretty unforgiving. Plus, not to mention the whole fact that you gotta, like, repeat the whole license or whatever if you screw up. So
Yeah.
just that...
I imagine it'd be too easy if you could just redo the one event every time.
Yeah, but I think it would probably be too... You said it'd be too easy? Because that's what I was just thinking, but... Well, it wasn't so bad, but now I've got all 4 events in, one license this time. That's new to me. It's usually like 2 or 3.
After this one, it'll go back to 2, I believe.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna try and get the moving platform here, though. I don't trust myself enough without that. It keeps telling me my
5
rate
through
of
8.
descent's too great.
I believe.
Sorry. I just wanted to say, if you have something that works for you,
Shit. Oh no.
you don't really have to listen to them. They're just trying to give you beginner suggestions.
Fuck. I fell in the water just barely. Yeah, he's like, the target's small, you gotta slow down. Well, there's no button that tells me how to slow down the parachute. It's just like steer it, but also flaring it's backwards, so it's like, I don't get it.
Well, the flare, it kind of works like the parachute. It's the same idea where it kind of, when you hit it at first, you, it doesn't raise you like it should, but it slows you down in a way where it feels like it's pulling you back, and that's how you slow down.
Yeah. Well, fucking up that one event, I did as best I've ever done at the airplane and the hang glider, and I had to scrap the whole mission because I fucked up the landing on the...
they're not exactly the same, but the end of the parachute and the hang glider are pretty similar.
Yeah, but you don't get the flare button with the parachute's what I'm saying. You got a flare by pulling back, I think.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Plus, whenever I turn in either the plane or the hang glider, it feels like I can't control up or down at all. It's like I gotta turn or control up and down. I don't know if that makes sense.
I can't quite remember that.
Just crash the plane in the ground getting solo. The plane's probably the most, like, controls, but it also makes it feel like it has the most control.
Yeah, the plane is, if you got the controls down, it's the easiest. You can be consistent.
Well, it's watching your speed, too. It's like, I know about 65's, like, gonna keep you going. You know, you speed up if you need to go up, and yada yada. Slow down.
If you got pretty good mastery over it, you could speed up the whole way. He might tell you to slow down. I don't think it affects your score.
That was a pretty good run. I just perfectly landed the thing pretty well, too. Although it's never going to accept my landing unless it's, like, going straight on the runway. It's slightly off still. Oh, fuck. Well, it gave me a decent amount of points, I guess.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the terminology. You have the yaw, right?
I forget what the terminology is, too.
As long as you land on the line, you can adjust with the yaw and strain yourself out to maximize those points.
What do you mean? Like, make the landing longer or something?
Kind of. If you hit it at a certain speed, it'll continue to roll before you break, and you can strain it out.
I'm gonna change the game. Okay, I'll try that on the next one. What are we playing? Pilotwings, right? I forgot to put that on the stream. Oh, I forgot to rename the stream, too.
But the landing, it kind of focuses on a light landing on the pad anyways. It's been way too long since I played that.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to revisit. It's pretty fun. Alright. Hang glider here. I don't know if that's just me, but on the stage 4 one, I almost got to catch 2 of the upwinds to get high enough to get in the ring again.
No, yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
I mean, it really, to maximize your points on the hang glider, you want to stay up for as long as you can.
Oh, really? I thought it was like you know, do it as quick as you can for most of these missions.
I think there's ways to get additional points on that one.
The good thing about the hang glider is there's no time limits.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's right. Everything else is kind of a speed deal, but with the hang glider, it's kind of like just enjoy yourself out there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to do. Are you to the point where it's like you have to hit, instead of there being a ring, you have to hit just the one solo, like, floating ball?
Not a solo floating ball, but the rocket belt had me trying to hit posts, like lines of balls. Last license, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna get quite a bit harder.
Yeah. And then, of course, the game somehow becomes like a flight combat game. Out of nowhere,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, yeah, that really throws a wrench in it, because no matter how good you get at, you're pretty much practicing mechanics, but then the helicopter works more like other games, really.
Yeah. It's almost like 2 different games, but
Yeah.
that's fine. That's actually an interesting point for some of the Super Nintendo library, right? You got like those games that's like, I think it's like Tetris and Dr. Mario. But then you also just have like straight out Dr. Mario. It's like
Yeah.
you gotta beat both those cartridges. Super Mario All Stars, you gotta beat all the games in it, I guess. Like,
I mean, at least with Super Mario All-Stars, you can share the shit out of that because it saves.
you could, yeah, I guess so. I think we can pretty much just post up like SRAM files on the Discord too, just like for download.
They're small enough.
Yeah.
You might want to decide to use the same emulator, so probably what, SNES 9X then?
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I'm using.
SRAM should be a universal though.
It is, but sometimes you have to change the file names. I've known this because when I played Final Fantasy V for the first time, I did it on my computer emulator. Then I wanted to take it on the go, so I did it on my PSP emulator. It was just a different file name, so I literally just changed the file name extension, and it worked on the PSP.
Yeah, just what I'm saying is it'll help us avoid a pain in the ass that something unexpected come up to where there's like some sort of compatibility issue with whatever we're doing.
Well, I don't think like
I
either
hear.
emulator's very inferior. I think it's just like SNES 9X has been getting updated, whereas ZSNES like stopped getting updated like from Windows 98. So it's still kind of like it's
Let's see.
fine. Yeah,
But it has the best net play.
it does. I've done that with someone from Carolina. It's a huge distance. Well, like I mean, I had Hamachi, but okay.
It's like when I was in my senior year of high school in Java class, everybody had, well, every computer in the computer lab that we were using had emulators set up in it. So it was like,
Nice.
do you expect us to be able to do any work? Super Mario All-Stars here. I mean,
Because you guys are wrong about time. It does want you to go quick on the hand glider. It just gave me a major... Like, I got 4 out of 30 points or something for time because I took, like, 6 upwinds. But, I mean, I'm still doing good on points. I gotta get 161 over Rocket Belt and skydiving. I'm not too confident I can do that, but...
What's the max? Well, I know it changes, but
Oh, for stage 5? I have no idea. It's probably still a lesson.
Rocket Belt you should be able to do quite a bit.
Oh, I mean, Rocket Belt's pretty easy.
yeah. If you land on that moving platform, not that I recommend you do so. It'll lead you to a bonus stage.
Oh, yeah.
But
You
the
can rack
penguin,
up extra points.
I didn't understand that one the first time I got it, but... Oh, God, fuck. I can't... Missing that.
Just
right?
looking for like a Hail Mary, you need desperately need points. It's something you could
Yeah.
theoretically go for.
That's, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, I got a lot of rings this time, though. It's just, like, trying to catch something in the air like that's gonna be a lot harder with Mode 7 than actual 3D.
actual 3D makes things easier by a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to hit it around here.
It was just so expensive on the SNES.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to get it. Oh, okay. I had a great landing on the thing, though, at least, so... I think I flared it just the right time, like you said, and that did it. Okay, I got maximum points pretty well there. Short by 28. Still have a chance. Okay, I still have a chance, and all I have left is Rocket Belt.
On 28 on the Rocket Belt, I'd say no problem.
89 points on the Rocket Belt's what I need.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many points are possible in the Rocket Belt again. I think it's probably about 120
Well, yeah, look at that. The landings.
scoring.
And,
100 points possible.
yeah.
So it wants accuracy, time's not as important, speed. Isn't time and speed like the same thing? Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird. What? Oh, maybe it's like if you're using the higher speed or something, it's harder to control.
Yeah. Okay, well it wants me to do it in under a minute 30 to get... whatever. I forget where the first post is here. Help if I knew that. Let's just scan the area. There it is. Oh wait, you know what? Yeah, it is individual balls. I'm sorry.
Well, on some of them, as you get closer, it kind
Oh
of.
wait, no, it's a ring. Just in the
Yeah.
distance, it was a ball. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. As you get closer to them,
Oh,
it
yeah.
kind of expands and you can see it.
Yeah, said that just as it was happening. See, this one is kind of like, reminds me of like playing the Diddy Kong, like, rocket barrels in Donkey Kong 64. I think that's why this one's easy to me, because that's like one of my favorite games. And I've done enough of that. There's like the same thing in that. You have like the upwards propulsion if you use like the better boost or whatever, but you can also just use the one to like kind of just stay in place or whatever. Okay, there we go. Minute 1. Where's our landing pad? It's not the same landing pad as the skydiving, is it?
I mean, really, you want to kind of look for the moving platform.
I think it is that, yeah. Okay. Where the heck is that?
It's such a gamble, but if you hit the moving platform, there's no way that you're gonna miss it. Miss the points.
God, that's a big gamble.
Yeah, but you're past time now. I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much your only shot.
Concentration.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay. Fuck. Come on. Oh my god, no. Fucking hell.
Did you hit the water?
Yeah. I've repeated this fucking mission at least a dozen times now.
I mean, focus on that in all of them. If there's a moving platform, you want to hit it. And if you...
You may want to just do like rocket bell or skydiving first and go for the bonus.
I'm thinking
yeah,
that too.
that too.
I'm thinking that too. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Northeast.
Because once you get to the helicopter levels, that's a password, and you won't have to repeat.
Yeah, I figure there's probably 5 to 10 of these things, and then we're on to that.
I don't think there's 10. I think at most there's like 6.
I think it would be a round number. This is what I'm thinking. What did you think of ActRaiser if you're playing that for the first time, by the way?
You need a full. If you score no points in the bonus, if you trigger the bonus, so.
Yeah. Just try and do that. I don't know, I almost went harder with the top-down perspective or whatever. I guess I just gotta watch that meter.
Oh, when I'm landing, I switch to the top down.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but I'm gonna try without, just because it looks a bit easier perspective-wise.
And by the way, ActRaiser was fantastic.
Yeah, it looked like it. Where's the
Good
damn
one.
thing?
Except for that little bitch Teddy.
Yeah, I'm glad he was only in like 2 scenarios.
Yeah.
Jesus, okay. Come on. Fuck! God damn it. I did that mission so fast, too. If I just did the normal landing, I could have got the time or whatever. I'm not sure what the best bet is. Just stay hovering above where I know the thing's gonna be and try and land as it passes by, or try and go with it.
Don't try and go with it. No, just land. Yeah, hover over it, right where you're about to touch, and fall on it.
Yeah. Try the top-down perspective again this time. I think the better jet wouldn't have anything to do with speed, I don't think, because it just propels you more. Unless it propels you forward, but actually maybe it does, yeah. just found like ActRaiser. That is a weird mix for a game, for sure. I would love the like sandbox element. 2D fighting one, maybe not so much, but.
See, I love the 2D fighting part.
Oh really?
It was a pain in the butt on that one, but it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if the top-down perspective city building bit was the game they originally wanted to make, but they couldn't get a way of doing that entirely, so
I think that was actually a thing.
farming. Sounds like that might be a.
I feel like I've heard that before, actually. Jesus, I can't stay fucking straight on this.
I mean, there's a chance. It could have been 2 games just mashed together.
Yeah.
It could have been that too.
I think in SimCity came out as a launch title, so like they wouldn't nix that, but they'd nix that one, you know?
SimCity was already established.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck's sakes, I can't do this shit.
City was already the shit.
Right.
Yeah. I'm excited for that one.
If you look at the PC SimCity,
Wait till
for
it's
the-
sure.
I think, like, the original SimCity is one such instance I actually prefer the console version for a game like that. Just because they made it, like, so atmospherically nice, and it's pretty well optimized for the controller. It's not overly complicated at that point in time for a game like that, so...
Yes, but the actual SimCity came out a long time before it.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I prefer that version, I think. Which is, like, not true for, like, say, SimCity 2000 or something, like, and then I prefer the PC, but...
It's a very relaxing game.
Yeah. Well, it's a pretty good launch title to snag anyways, if it's already established. Actually, I don't think it was quite launched in the US, but pretty
No.
close.
Close.
Fuck, I don't know about this moving platform. This is the shit. If I do the top-down perspective, I can only see it in my screen for like so short of a time.
Right. Count it out.
That might not be a bad idea.
Honestly, it's exactly what I do.
Okay. Let's see. Fuck.
I mean, no major mathematical computations coming from me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fucking hell.
Were you late or early?
I don't even remember. I think early. I was too high up, but if I try and hover even lower, I've hit the water before.
Yeah.
Like, I think I counted out 11, but then as soon as I let go of the B button at 11, it was like, I was still going upwards.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, I would have.
Oh, fuck, I don't want to continue.
I'm not even gonna say it. I think you're close enough.
Yeah, I could probably just let go at 10. I didn't get it, but I don't know, it depends on how high up I am. Can I just crash this already? I got no hope in hell. Crash. There we go. Silly to go on even if you do better, yeah. I know, that's why we're trying. can definitely see how this game would be like overshadowed at launch though by like Super Mario World and F-Zero. F-Zero is a pretty friggin' new concept at that time too.
Oh, it
Yeah,
was.
Like extreme
It's
racing.
definitely worth playing though.
Oh yeah, oh, like Pilotwings or F-Zero or both, I guess.
Both.
Yeah. I mean,
Launch styles.
I had fun in my revisit to F-Zero there with little shitty
Sega,
attempts I
on the other
took.
hand,
Yeah, no
Hey,
kidding.
hey.
Another packing game. I think that was the case with the Turbo as well.
Who's gonna do Axley?
Actually, isn't that's like a beat 'em up kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it's a
a
shooter.
it's a shooter, but it's definitely got the most unique combination of graphics.
Is it like a shoot 'em up or is it like Contra shooter kind of thing?
No, literally shoot 'em up.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Only shoot 'em up I can trust myself fully with is Super EDF because I know it like the back of my hand. And that's actually not too far off. That's like 34 on the list or something.
Where's that list at?
I've like bookmarked it finally because I'm sick of looking for it. I'll try and send you a link in a second. 1, 2,
Okay.
3,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah, I got
6, 7.
I got one, but everything's blashed out.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
That's the one. You can click on the cells though and see what's underneath individually.
Super Nintendo channel, so.
You can kind of see the water's a different color where this thing's going, I think. Fuck, maybe not. Jesus.
Darius Twin. Love me some Darius.
God. Fucking hate this moving platform.
Draken is rough.
I can't tell what the fuck I am.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be handling that one.
You know what?
I've played it a lot. I've never beat it. There is some serious RNG.
In which game?
Dragon.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one even.
It's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons style game.
Okay.
Pseudo 3D.
Yeah.
And there are some areas you go to that have set scripts, but if you're on the open world, it's completely random. Like you'll have special event boss fights,
Okay.
and it's brutal. It's really hard.
That's the one Zed's taking on, right?
Good luck, Zed.
Purposeful crashes are fun.
But it's kind of neat because let's say you go into a castle. It's got kind of a point and click to interact element, and you can take like shields off the wall and stuff and equip them.
Ah, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. I like the second one much better though because it does the side-scrolling stuff, side-scrolling kind of beat 'em up style, and I'm way better at that.
Yeah. That moving ring's kind of hard to get.
Probably
every
be
time.
different from what I've usually played, but I have time to slog around in a game, so.
Yeah, think King's Quest, but somebody wants to be a jerk and really punish you.
Oh, so
Okay.
it's kind of like an adventure game then.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that genre's kind of died off a bit. Well, there might be a segment. I haven't heard much of it though. Never played many of those either.
It is really well thought out, though.
That
Like,
helps.
even some of the enemies you can talk to.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Super R-type.
Fuck. Stop doing circles around this damn thing, please.
Oh. Who's got UN Squadron?
Fucking hell. God fucking damn it.
I called it earlier, but if you want it.
I don't want to take it from you, but that is a fantastic game.
I'm not calling dibs. Someone else can grab it.
Dude.
Oh, what?
Hmm?
I was asking Dave if he knows the game.
I know UN Squadron. It's hit or miss it, whether I can beat it at the end or not, because I think if you lose on the final boss, you don't get to finish the game, it just ends it. But if you prepare yourself enough for the end, in theory, you shouldn't have a problem.
I know there's a game called Hyperzone coming up that's a pretty good piece of trash.
Well, you know more than me, so take it.
Okay.
I don't know. I think Zed wanted a piece of trash, so.
I see Hyperzone. I've really never played it.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I never.
For the sake
heard
of
it.
time, man, we got to remind ourselves there's over 700 games.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well,
So, for
I'm
the
just
sake
saying
of
this because
time-
this comes up at like 30. So. It's like, nobody's mentioned it.
Go
But
ahead and play it.
I've never been through Super R-Type, but if it's anything like R-Type, whoever takes it, do not get discouraged. It's not that long if it's like R-Type.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Gradius 3 is nothing like Gradius on the NES.
No, that's right.
like a hour long.
Yeah.
It's longer than Life Force. Trying to think. Gradius 3 is probably comparable to a Darius title of that same time period. It's really tough.
God. I'm gonna miss so many of these rings. Oh, maybe not.
And
Ow.
screw the chess master.
10 said he'd take it, I think.
Yep.
I don't think anybody wants to take it, not even 10, but.
Nope. That's the big nope. Number 29.
What is that?
Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Oh god, I hear that's one of the best games on Super Nintendo, though.
Did I take it?
Glenn's got it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna take all the ridiculously hard games.
Apparently that's your niche, yeah.
Yo, well,
It's-
What's that?
It's not as bad as the NES one, but the controls are easier to get used to. They make more sense, but those levels at the end really punish you.
Okay.
And it's Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, any of those, they have such a unique control scheme.
Okay. So if I'm not responding, I'm just trying to focus on this.
No, it's fine. I know Glenn knows 100%, but okay. So let's say you plan a jump. When you jump, you do have the ability to double jump.
Okay.
So you hit the peak of the jump. You don't really have to, but I'm just trying to maximize the jump, right? You hit the peak and you press jump again. Well, as you're pressing jump, you have the ability to turn midair or affect how far you go during your second jump, depending on how you hold and time your second. It's convoluted. It's hard to explain anyways, but that's my point.
Okay. Okay, I'm doing well. I got one event. And it's hang gliding. 75 points. I think I can do that. Forget what the point distribution is in this one. I'll have to see. Time and speed are big frickin' factors. Worth 50 points. Accuracy's the most important. If I can get that, that's all I really got to worry about. And hope I get it within a relatively decent enough amount of speed.
32, Dracula X.
Damn. Damn.
That's a rough one.
I think 10 said he won that one too. Or like he
Yeah.
won it, so. Spoke highly of it
Paperboy.
anyways.
Paperboy 2. I don't know if someone's gonna beat that.
I don't know. Again, I heard 10 mentioning it. I think it was on the first time we realized we were doing this, and I was streaming Super Mario World with him. He was going
I
through
think-
the list.
I think Paperboy 2 is gonna be again, somebody might get a high score. I don't think anyone's gonna beat Paperboy 2.
Oh, really, fool?
Is that a challenge for Glenn? Oh boy, did I not hit the oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. No way. Not now. Not fucking now. Damn it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck, by then I'd already super ghosts and goblins. can
I
do
did
fucking
so
anything.
fucking well, and I fucked up the last goddamn mission. Fucking hell.
I'll watch it, Glenn.
Cannot certify me. Yeah, fuck you. Give me a chance on hang gliding.
Raiden's gonna be fun.
This whole stream's gonna be on level 4. It's not.
Super Off-Road. I
Oh, I
don't-
love that game.
I don't know if it has an end.
Yeah, that's actually true. I think it loops.
I think it loops.
Just loop at once.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that,
easy.
That should be acceptable.
Always enjoyed that game.
I've never played Spanky's Quest.
That name I've heard, I know. Was that weird game with like the monkey or something that has to juggle the ball through a platforming stage? I think I'm thinking of the right game. Yeah,
You got me, but
It's a mediocre game, but like I think it's just a platformer. If it's the one I'm thinking of. I haven't played it. I don't remember where I heard of that.
Smash TV is 54.
Oh boy. Does that even have an end?
Mhm.
Yeah, Smash TV has an end. Good luck.
I thought it looped.
Glenn, for your sanity, don't do it.
I ain't a bitch.
Alright,
Yeah, get all this TG MLG shit going.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, game.
should we say Smash TV has to be done with 2 people?
I don't see any problem in like doing a game like that if you have a second person over. Why not? Really, it's beating the game still.
I can remember trying to play through the Addams Family, and there was just so much to do.
I think Wolf wanted those. I don't even remember.
Yeah, Wolf did want those. I really can't imagine it.
Fuck this game. Not really, but fuck. How many attempts do I have to take at stage 4 before it lets me through?
Game 68 has nothing there. It's empty.
Oh, it was probably a Japanese only game. If that's the case. Because we're going by like only games from the US, but we're going by Japanese release dates because that's the way the list is ordered. So 10's gone through and translated or removed the first 100 games, I think. to their U.S. counterparts.
Oh, ew! Someone's got to beat Pit Fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that,
I was
I don't know.
I was thinking the same with
I'll go
Fellas. Yeah. Pit Fighter's not that bad. It's just a bad game.
Oh, is it?
It's actually
I
pretty
hate
difficult.
Pit Fighter.
Even if you get one life and your health don't regenerate.
Oh, that's true.
God.
It's pretty much like do it in one life.
Yeah, alright.
On fucking circles
that
around this thing
in
constantly.
mind. It's
Thank
not
God.
like the arcade.
Okay. Alright. Pretty much max points on that. Okay, I'm gonna get the hang glider out of the way. Fuck's sakes, I hate that thing.
So in Mario Paint, did we just beat the bug swatter?
I guess that's the only thing to beat, isn't it?
I know a secret for Mario Paint. If I had the actual game, and you have to paint a picture first, but if you
Okay.
manipulate the second player controller, you can get to something that you cannot access in the actual game. It displays the picture and plays it displays your picture you painted, it displays your animation, and it plays the song you made, all in one screen.
Yeah, I think I know that. Isn't that just like the movie thing or whatever? I forget.
It's outside of that though. Like you can't go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
There's no menu system.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've seen that though. Way back when I had it.
It's not that hard to find, so I really don't doubt it. But
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
one of those kind of neat Easter eggs.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, I mean, because that's like the three elements of the game, really, other than the secret fly thing, right? Oh, come on, game. Alright, good enough, I guess. Feels like this license needs me to be fucking perfect on everything, though.
Yeah, towards the end, it really does.
Yeah, because like I already did pretty freaking good on 2 events. He's like, if you do your best, you stand a chance. Like, fuck, really? Can't just pass. I think this whole stream is gonna be 0 progress. It's really feeling that way at this point.
It happens.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's gonna happen
lot of
in
mine.
worse games than this.
Ah, shit, there's a Waldo game.
Hey, I
Yeah.
missed the
Lame.
first ring. And the second ring. Oh boy. And the
I've
third
been
ring.
through them all.
Fucking hell. Fuck this game right now.
I can't believe Super Mario Kart is at 110.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was looking earlier, everybody's like, you gotta do all the NHL games. I was like, looking, I was like, when's the first one? It's like 160. I'm like, thank God. it's a while at least.
Axley is 118. I think that's going to be a hard one because so far out of the group, everyone I've talked to, I don't think anyone's been through it.
Yeah.
I think by that time I've already lost my mind.
Glenn's just going to be a nomad beating games randomly.
Yeah, I'll be right back while this plane crashes itself.
Cubert 3, 127.
How much can you really advance the Cubert concept? I mean, really.
Did you play the recent one? It's the same game.
Yeah, that ain't surprising. you do with Cuber. I mean, those games were completely reinvented. Like in later days, like Pac-Man became a platformer for some goddamn reason, and like 5 other genres along the way.
I'll take on race driving if no one else does, but I don't think there's a true ending.
Kids is not till 402. I don't have to worry about that one for a while.
Yeah. And Mystic Quest, if nobody's actually played through it, I recommend it.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy game, so I mean, I don't think anybody's got any problem beating it.
I also played it through it like a long time ago.
What's up?
Talking about Final Fantasy Mystic Quest,
Oh god.
like everybody hates on it. It was pretty easy. You got the grind. I mean, it was kind of satisfying.
Yeah, it's the only real issue with it. It's too easy. I mean, it's not a bad game, it's just too easy.
That's why I love the remake of Final Fantasy IV with its hard mode on either the DS or PC. It's just like, yeah, the game's not easy, but like the hard mode's great.
Especially when you get on the moon.
Like, have you played this version too? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's everything really punishes you, like the boss battles on the moon right at the end.
Oh, that's the one point I hadn't got to. But go on.
Oh, jeez. No. It's... So, your characters have to be ready and expect to be in the worst possible situation, like right off the bat.
Okay.
It really hammers you.
See, because the thing with that is, I think I stopped playing because I was like watching a guide behind me at the same time. So like, I tend to watch like a Let's Play or whatever behind where I'm currently playing, just to, like see what I could have done differently or whatever. And like, there was this one point where I think before the moon, I had let Kane get recaptured by whatever his face is, I forgot already. And like Golbez, yeah. I let him get recaptured, so it's like I was gonna have to go through all the bonus quests or whatever without him. So I was just like, ugh.
You're not gonna miss anything. By the time you get Kane back, you're pretty much ready to do everything.
Yeah. I don't know, this was also like 2 years ago now. It's like I can't go back to a 2-year-old save file. I can't go back to like a 2-week-old save file usually.
Get back there. Do it.
Well, I think like if I get Final Fantasy IV for this thing, I'm gonna like play that version.
It's so much easier though.
The PC version?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the Super Nintendo one.
Oh no, that's why I was like, I like Tensor was asking if you could play the PC version of Final Fantasy VI in place of that, which makes sense. So
yeah, no, if you want to do it, I can get through Final Fantasy IV really easy.
Yeah.
Unless it's on that hard mode, and it's because the end. If you do hard mode, it starts to get really hard after the demon wall.
Oh,
you know, the demon wall part, right?
Maybe. I've never actually beaten that game. I got into the moon twice in my life. For some reason, stopped playing.
If you've gotten to the moon, you got past the demon wall.
Oh yeah, you know what? I think I do know what you're talking about.
After that, it really starts to ramp up, but then the moon that's a whole new thing, because it's all optional. You're just getting like the equivalent of epic weapons, you know?
Well, the thing with that I liked about that version is it's like it's punishing, but it's not really any more hard. It makes you use all of your abilities. It makes you actually use your defend ability a lot. Because a lot of times you go to a boss and it's usually like if you use fire spells on it, it's going to freaking murder you. And if you use like physical attacks on it, it's going to murder you. You have to like figure out what you gotta do. So.
Yeah, it's the game that kind of set the precedent of elements matter.
What, the PC or the DS version, I guess, would be the first one? Or...
Any of them. Like, even on the Super Nintendo one,
I mean, it didn't matter as much there, is what I'm saying, though. I played the GBA version, and then I played the PC one, and I was like, man, this is a lot harder.
It wasn't going to kill you, but you weren't going to get the... you were going to get through the game faster if you picked up on it.
Well, the thing I liked about the PC version, too, was the augment system. I thought that was awesome.
I liked it, except you had to play through the game like 4 times to really maximize the character.
Was it 4 times? I thought it was just twice. New game plus, or whatever.
They might have found out how to do it faster, and I started doing it. I looked at the forums, and people were saying like 4 times.
Wow. I guess that's just if you want to be a completionist about it, but yeah.
There was augments that they might have added, because augments weren't new to it. They added augments to a previous version, and then so you could max your character out on a first run, and then you had to play through it again and try and max it out again for the second run in order to beat bosses for a third run.
Yeah.
It was pretty complicated. I didn't actually do that yet.
Yeah, I think I got like most of the achievements in that. Other than like, there was also that quest that I was watching the guy do that was like the, what's it, the naming way quest or whatever, and it's like one of the quests wants you to get this like rainbow pudding that has like a ridiculous drop rate in some area. So I'm not bothering with that.
That didn't feel too bad. But then there was something they added to one of the harder quests for the original game with the Rat's Tail, and that was something I never completed either.
Okay.
The Rat's Tail in the original game would get you your best armor, like hands down. You were crazily equipped at that point. But in the newer release, that armor was like second or third best.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed so much. It was all fanfare.
Yeah. It's a good version. I wish they did, similar things for 5 and 6 on PC. Not that I'm just playing 6 for the first time now on GBA, but
6 is my favorite, but I think I had the most time with 4, and 4 will always hold a special place.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like 7 was my first, which I think is the case of a lot of people. It's like, I can see a lot of like the complaints now. It's almost just like too easy in a way, because you can just make anybody anything, but it's not like meant to be that way. The only person you can't make like a good offensive person is Aerith, and for obvious reasons later, that's even more true. But
I mean, the job system in Final Fantasy V,
fantastic.
you could. Yeah, fantastic, but it was the same idea. You built a character up to be the best in the job, just so you could get the special unlock ability and stuff like that.
See, that's my favorite one, though, is 5.
Yeah, 5's awesome.
It is. I will agree to that. And then I like the remake of 3, because they really fleshed out the job system there.
Is it? Because I do have, someone gifted that to me. I do have it on Steam.
The remake of 3 I thought was better than the original 3.
But it's like, I think 3 still relatively had very little story kind of thing, so that's
It was similar to 5. I'm sorry, 4. Very, like, there are certain unique ideas, but for the most part, by the end, I felt that 3 was very similar to 4.
Huh. I've heard I know like the boss theme, the ending boss theme in 3 is like one of my favorites that I've heard. It's like fantastic.
Dancing Mad.
What's that?
Well, you're thinking 6, but yeah, Dancing Mad.
No, I'm thinking of actual 3.
I know you are.
Oh, Glenn. Yeah. I don't know 6 yet. I'm just playing it now.
6 is
Loving it.
Freaking amazing.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
There's so much to it, so many layers.
Well, it reminds me a lot, like I'm 5 hours in, keep in mind, but it reminds me a lot of 4 in the way that, like, it kind of chooses your party for you and that kind of stuff. It's just like kind of the way it presents itself, almost.
Where are you now?
Let's see. So I did you get the choice between the 3 storylines after the river. I've done Locks and Sabins, and Sabins just finished, I think, and now I'm gonna do the other 3.
I hope you haven't seen anything about the game.
Nope.
Because you're about to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know I've managed to
That's some
avoid.
spoilers.
Please don't. I've somehow managed to avoid spoilers on that one. Unlike 7 and 5, I didn't get spoiled on. Like at the time I played 5, no one really knew much about it. So. But like, oh man, one of the games that really bothers me that I've had spoilered on me just because I watched my brother play it was Knights of the Old Republic, because I think that's got one of the best reveals in like RPG history.
Yeah, I like that one. That reveal, some people hated it. It's like, fuck you, buddy.
What, Knights of the Old Republic? I thought that was pretty universally liked, if people played it at least.
No, it is liked, but there's no doubt it's so complete that
Everyone,
I mean, it's very character building heavy and story heavy. It's like, I've seen people criticize it's like actual gameplay, but I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but like, the gameplay is just a bunch of dice rolls going on in the background, really. But
it's traditional Dungeons and Dragons with Star Wars.
yeah, I thought his story is absolutely fantastic. So like that does it, and character building's fun. So
Yeah. I hope you have fun with 6.
oh, I'm loving it so far. I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of want everything I play in the future of Final Fantasy to be like, hard mode of Final Fantasy 4. But I don't think it's ever gonna be quite that hard unless 6 does have something like that out there.
Not at the moment, but I hope they see. My hope was that they would go back to 6 and give it the polish, like a Steam remake, definitely.
Yeah.
But not like the quote unquote remake. That's not good enough.
Oh, because are you just talking about? Are you talking about 4? How they could just port it from the DS to iOS and then port it from iOS to
No,
PC?
So the Steam version is actually the Android version, and the Android version is built off of an engine that they made to make. I guess the game wasn't that bad, but it's like a unique Final Fantasy to mobile games.
Oh,
But
no.
it's a very generic built engine.
Yeah.
But when they gave 4 the polish, they went full 3D, some voice acting, hard mode. There was some serious improvements.
Yeah, which is what Final Fantasy 5 and 6 lack on Steam, to my understanding.
Yes.
Because, like, for most part, the mobile ports look like absolute garbage. So, just the aesthetic of them, I absolutely hate it from everything I've seen. From what little I've seen of Tensor when he was streaming Final Fantasy 6, and I was obviously just like averting my eyes a lot. But like, I just saw the aesthetic. I'm like, man, this is just as bad as when I saw my buddy playing 5 on mobile, and he's like, man, this game's like not that good. What are you talking about? And I'm like, you're not playing the right version.
Well, I'm not gonna completely hate on it. They wanted to bring it to a new audience. They were a little misguided on how they went about it. And I really feel like if you want to play the game, play it on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm kind of like the same, but I don't know, something about the GBA aesthetic for me. Maybe it's because like I didn't actually play these on the Super Nintendo. What actually happened is we had Final Fantasy 7, I loved it, and then we had like no way of getting our hands on a PS1 memory card again or something. Something happened there. And Final Fantasy 4 was being released on GBA, and I was like, oh, okay, I want to try one of these other ones. I asked for it for Christmas, got it. And then I tried 5 many years later on PC, or on PC emulator as well. GBA. I just like the look of it. I don't know.
I'm still soured on it. Well, one, it was very similar to Super Nintendo one graphically. They really tried their best. They added scenes and everything, and it really looked original. But I never played it on actual hardware. I played it on an emulator that was flawed at the time. The
Which
frame
one is
rate
this for?
was
Is this
never right.
For all of them.
Hmm?
Like which Final Fantasy is this for?
That's 4 and 6. They both had an advanced release.
Yes, I played 4 when it first came out.
Yeah. And the additions, like the extra dungeons, they're drawn out and they're incredibly hard just to be hard. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It adds to the length of the game. But then somebody else had mentioned it. They brought back characters that really should not have any business being alive.
Oh, and like, really? This is for 4 and 6?
I don't know about 6. I know for 4.
I was gonna say, like, wait, I don't even remember anybody dying in 4. Now that I think about it.
Well...
I'm trying to think. Oh, wait.
There's a few deaths there.
Oh, is it like After Moon or something?
No, you should have
Oh,
seen
wait,
my
fuck,
movie.
yeah, I think, wait, it's the twins and Tella, right?
Yeah, those are the big ones.
Does Tella actually die? I couldn't remember. Like, I guess I always thought he'd, like, come back later for some reason. I forget how he died.
Tella is super dead, though. I don't think they bring him back.
Is that, okay, he's the one where, yeah, he just, like, absolutely unloads on, like, Golbez, right? And just does himself in?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then, like, alright, Yang. Yang was injured in such a way that he was, like, permanently disabled, but then
Yeah.
he was playable for that extra dungeon.
Oh, and, like, the re-releases?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because you find him in that cave or whatever. I never actually got him back, but he wasn't dead.
Yeah, once you find him in the cave, you just find him, and he's like, okay, it's kind of like you were a martial arts master, but now you're so injured that you can't anymore.
Oh, I guess I can't remember, does Sid come back too after he nukes the underworld?
I know he's playable in that. You don't play as him again in the original.
So, like, which ones do they bring back in the GBA version? And that might be where there's some disconnect for me on my
Oh,
memory.
that's it. I'm gonna butcher the names. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Palam and Param.
Oh, really?
Yang is back.
Okay.
Sid is back.
Okay. That's, okay, Sid I definitely remember getting back. That's why I was, like, confused on that.
And they weren't playable. At that point, you had an entirely different team.
Huh. Tella doesn't come back, though, in that version?
No, I'm kind of happy about that. Tella's dead.
Yeah, I don't know what made me think, like, get him back later or something. Maybe I was just hoping or whatever, because I never finished either playthrough on GBA or PCs, so yeah. Oh, God.
But, I mean, I feel like, alright, let's just bring, Oh, you can play as Edward, too. But, it's like...
Fuck yeah, that game does have a lot of deaths. Jesus.
Why can't we play as Sarah if you're bringing all those people back?
I didn't know the difference with those versions really. I just know that, like, I've actually played the PS1 versions of every one of these briefly too, even 6. It's the only time I played 6.
Those were pretty faithful, except for the load times.
You know, because I played through most of 4 on that as well. I didn't actually find it too bad on most of them. It was, the compilations came with Final Fantasy 4 and Chrono Trigger. And Chrono Trigger was absolutely unbearable. Just to pause the game took 10 seconds. But, like, for Final Fantasy 4, I think the battles were, like, if a battle transition happened, it was, like, maybe a second or two. It's like, I can deal with that, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that at worst, it was, like, some minor translation differences.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was mostly the issue with 5, because it was the first time people had seen it, but it was poorly translated, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't finished any of these versions either, but I kind of want to just to like see. It's like I don't know, they're the ones I was able to get my hands on.
Well, I'm sorry you had to deal with the PlayStation ones first.
No, it wasn't first.
Good.
I think, yeah, 4 it wasn't first. 5 it wasn't first. 6 it was first. But like, I mean, I literally started 6 because usually I get into phases. So I'll like play an RPG or something, and once I play through an RPG, I can't sit through another one for probably another couple months. So yeah. I tried to like sit through. I think I tried to boot up 6 after I'd finished. I think Knights Old Republic at the time or something, anyways, and I lost interest pretty quick.
I used to have a cycle where I would play like, let's say Chrono Trigger was the start.
Yeah.
And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Sonic Adventure, then Final Fantasy IV, something in between. I think in between was like something new, and then it'd repeat. I did that for years.
Oh yeah, because I think like, yeah, it's like a genre thing for me. It's like the only genre I can always enjoy is like simulation, kind of. That's probably my favorite. But usually it's like I was just playing Super Metroid for the first time on YouTube, and I was like, you know, debating what I was gonna play next and asking people, and like everybody was actually voting for Mega Man X, but I was like, I don't know if I really want to get into an action game again. I booted up Final Fantasy VI instead. And I was just instantly like, yeah, this is what I want to play right now. I want to play like a menu thought-based game, RPG, you know, so.
Well, I'd say it's a good thing, because I feel like that would have been really rough on you if you went from Metroid to Mega Man X.
Why do you say that?
Mega Man X boring.
Yeah.
Is it? I've heard nothing but great things. I was worried like Super Metroid was frustrating the hell out of me at some points, so I was like, I don't really need that with an action game again. Like, not that I liked it in the end, but I had some mistakes I did, like using really shitty controllers and like stuff like that, losing my save file. It was a mess.
I feel like Mega Man is a step back from Metroid, but it's like,
well, Metroid's the Cadillac of fucking.
Yeah. No doubt. I hate those questions like, who would win, Samus or Mega Man? And it's like, Samus can shoot up.
Yeah. Scoring.
Well, so can a lot of Robot Masters.
Right.
Dude, the game didn't tell me how many fucking points I had. Let me just see here.
If you take your Mega Man skill and put it into Samus, then Mega Man's dead every time.
But like Mega Man X games are good, are they not? You're just saying like compared to.
All right. If you just took Mega Man X as a whole, yeah, they're fun. But if I start comparing them to other games, similar games, probably on the low end.
Okay.
If you gave Mega Man Samus's power.
Yeah. The thing with I found with Super Metroid is like I'm not very patient, so it was kind of a trial that way. And like
some bosses for sure.
Well, not so much the bosses. I actually had the one boss spoiled for me, so it was laughably easy because you could just like electrocute it or whatever as it grabbed you. So like I knew how to do that, but the bosses weren't too bad. It was kind of just like not knowing where to go all the fucking time was driving me nuts. And like I liked the game in the end. Like don't get me wrong, especially when I lost my save file most of the way through the game and had to redo it all with the Super Nintendo controller. It was such a better revisit than like the first time with the 360 controller.
Yeah.
And everybody in the comments is like, thank God you ditched the 360 controller that plagues so many people when they try and do this. Because they try and use that controller. So actually, I went through a bit of a weird cycle. I used the PS3 controller to start, which was probably pretty decent for that. And then computer updated Windows 10, and the little workaround I did to get my PS3 controller to work on the computer no longer worked. So I just said screw it and used the 360. And then like a year went by and I came back to the game and I impulse bought the Super Nintendo controller for computers since. and used that, and it was just so much better.
Have you ever gave the original Metroid a thought?
I'm not very patient with tough games, so no, I would probably play the remake or whatever.
It's close, but there's some differences. They definitely made that easier with the shortcuts. There was definitely... I see. The only one I haven't beat was number 2. I beat first mission, whatever it's called, before I beat the original Metroid.
Yeah.
And I really loved the original. Yeah.
The thing with NES for me is like that's getting quite a bit before my time, and you know, so like we had an NES and we had like 20 games or whatever, and I can play like a lot of those. Bucky O'Hare is like one of my absolute favorite games, and just like exploring some of it's pretty fun too. Some of the stuff I didn't have, but yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of the NES library. Anyways.
There's a lot of gems.
Oh, for sure.
If you need a small list, I could definitely give you one, and one that I recommend anyone to play. Getsu Fuma Den on the NES. Holy shit.
No, like my favorites. I've actually managed to recollect most of the library I had, except because that's like one of the only consoles we ever like gave away or sold. So like, the only game I can't get back, which drives me nuts because it's worth so much, is Bucky O'Hare. I'm like, man, that ended up worth like a lot of money, and we just gave it away.
Yeah.
Good game though. City Connection is a weird one that I like. Double Dragon 2, I like. Akari 3, obviously the Marios, but I didn't really bother collecting those because I have the, All Stars. So. Also, I passed the level and it's getting into the helicopter segment, but I think I'm gonna stop here.
Yeah, get the password.
I got the password written down.
Take a breath.
Yeah, I think that was a solid, at least today, 12 attempts and 12 attempts the other day, so... Fuck, alright. Well, I got the password.
It plays